I start our lecture. So let me ask you, which Excel version you use for your computer? So normally it should be 2016 and later, right? If you don't have 2016 and later, like updated version of the Excel, you might want to go to, you just type, Google it, type software MSU Denver. And then MSU Denver provided the free Office 365 for you. If you're using that one, the Excel version is updated. It should be like Excel 2019. So that's the updated version. So you can use it. Again, if you're using, you only have the old version of Excel, you might want to get the updated version because we need it. We need it. Now, you might say, okay, Dr. Yu, I don't know my version of the Excel. How can I do? No problem. Let's test it. Test it. Okay, so now for all the students who using a PC, not Mac, PC, raise your hand. Let me look at. We have a lot of students using PC. Okay, now student using Mac, raise your hand. Using MacBook or Mac Pro, raise your hand. Oh, okay, we have students using Mac. Now, let me talking about how to test it if you're using PC, okay? Now, for all students using PC, let's do this way. Randomly open an Excel file. Open Excel file. And then can you find the file? See here on the left top file. Can you find it? Click it. Click the file. Click it. And then all the way to the bottom, can you find the options? Options. Click options. Then it open a window, right? Open this one, Excel options. And then the second to the bottom, that's the add-ins, right? Add-ins, click it, click it. And then at the bottom, can you find Excel add-ins? Excel add-ins and go. Can you find it? Now click go, click go. Okay, it opened a small window, right? In this small window, the first one, Analysis Toolbar. Analysis Toolbar, check it and click OK. Now, go back to your Excel file, and then click Data. Click Data. Beside the formulas and review the data, click it. If you click data and then all the way to the right, you will find a data analysis. See, data analysis. Can you find it? Click it. See, data analysis. You find data analysis tools. Oh my God, F-test, histogram, and t-test, and correlation, covariance, and regression, all these things. Can you find it? Yes, that's something we want to use. If you have this, okay, that means you have the updated version. You are fine. You are fine. Okay, now close it. Now let me ask you, So student using PC. However, you couldn't find the data analysis. Raise your hand. Oh, everyone use the new version. So good. Okay, now for student using Mac. Student using Mac. Who using Mac? Looks Rigby and Jasmine. Okay, now for Mac users, for our Mac users, can you randomly open an Excel file? Open an Excel file. Okay. On the top of Mac, can you find tools? Tools. Can you find it? Tools. Okay. Click it. So, and then can you find the Excel add-ins? Okay, Rigby found it. Jasmine? Find it. Okay, click the Excel add-ins. And then, do you find the analysis toolbar? Okay, check it, click OK. Now, go to your Excel. Go to your Excel. On your Excel, there is a data button, right? On your Excel, click the data, and then go all the way to the right. Can you find the data analysis? Great, yes. So all of you already found the data analysis, right? We will use it to do the forecasting. Okay, now before we do the forecasting, the first work we will cover is the budget variance analysis. Please open this one. Budget variance analysis. Okay, now we have a simple variance analysis and a flexible variance analysis, right? Let's look at the simple variance analysis first. Click the simple variance analysis. Now let's look at this one. Let me enlarge it so this way we can see it clearly. So look at this simple budget variance. So in this version, so first what happened is this is for us to try to find out the budget variance and then to make a decision. So you might later on you might be a health financialist for a company, or you're just the manager, but you don't have the financial analysis for you, and then you can do it. Like from last class, we found out, okay, we need to have a budget, right? And this budget, we call it a simple budget. And then we know, okay, in this simple budget, we have, suppose we have two insurers. But actually, that's a lot of insurers, but two actually the same. If you have more, you just add more, right? We just make it simple, okay? Suppose we have two insurers, and then for the first one, just this insurer, just the insurance company. Insurer, that's insurance company. And the patients, that's insuree. Insurer, that's insurance company, right? Okay, so we have two insurance company, and then for the first one, in 1 year there is 10,000 visits, and then the second one is 5,000 visits. You know, they are the whole insurees in this insurance company. Okay, and then we actually can calculate the total. This is quantity. Quantity 1, quantity 2, and total quantity, total Q, right? And total just, okay, sum these two together. Okay, this is the simple budget. And then insurer 1, they pay you price 1. And insurer 2, they pay you price 2. Why they have different price? Because they have different negotiation power. See, the first one, they have, since they have more candidates, more enrollees, so they have a big negotiation power. So they have a lower price, right? You give them lower price. And then the second one have a relatively smaller amount of enrollees. So negotiation power lower. So they have a higher price, right? So price 1 and price 2. So that makes sense, right? Based on their enrollees, that actually their negotiation power is different. Okay, so this one we also can call it reimbursement. So this is actually the price and then reimbursement rate. So we can, this is actually the revenue budget, and then this is also the reimbursement part, and this is the reimbursement rate. Okay, and then here expense, that's the cost. That's the cost, right? We have direct labor per unit, and we have the supply per unit. Since that's per unit, what's this? That's the cost. That's the average variable cost 1, average variable cost 2, right? 1 is labor, then that's a supply. That's average variable cost because that's a per unit value. That's average value, right? And this is the, again, the average AVC, average variable cost, 1 and 2. And then we also have fixed cost, fixed labor and overhead. But these two actually, see, I didn't put the AFC and AFC there. Why? Because this is not the average fixed cost. That's not per unit. That's actually total. That's a total value. This is the total fixed cost 1. That's the labor cost. And this is the overhead. That's also a total value. So, but there's 2 different fixed cost. Fixed cost 1, this amount. Fixed cost 2, this amount. So that's different. Okay, and then this is the simple budget. So this, why we call it simple budget is this thing we know. We know. And then we can, based on this budget, to do the calculation. So when we do the calculation for this simple budget, this is something given. We already know. And then, like for here, for the revenue part, revenue we do know that's the price times quantity, right? So here, like for insurer 1, how about I just do this way? Actually, I might be using this method. I split. Let's see how to split it. I click this, see? Using this method, I choose this row and then I just click view, and then I find out split. I click split. Okay. Split this one. So this way I can see, move it back and forth, the top. And for the bottom, same thing. I can just see, move it back and forth. Now let's look at, I also can maybe make it a little bit, yeah. So let's look at how to calculate revenue for insurer 1. Revenue for insurer 1, see, calculate revenue for insurer 1. This cell, if I delete it and to calculate is this one equal to the price for insurer 1 is this one. This is the price. And then times, this is the quantity for insurer 1. So this is insurer 1. And then for insurer 2, actually you can just use it this way. Recalculation, and then see this one. This one is insurer 2 price times insurer 2 quantity. And you get this one. And then when you calculate the total revenue, since we only have 2 insurance company, 2 insurers, so just sum these 2 together. And this is the total revenue. Total revenue. And then now let's look at to calculate the cost. Expense. That's the cost. First, we need to calculate the variable cost. When we calculate the variable cost, now let's look at the variable cost. So here, calculate the variable cost. Since we have 2 variable costs, right? And we need to add these 2 together and then times the quantity. So we do this way, equal sign, and then parentheses, AVC1 plus AVC2 and parentheses, close the parentheses, times quantity. So where is the quantity? Quantity, let me tell you, quantity is here. Total quantity. See this one, total quantity. And enter. See, this is the total variable cost. And for the fixed cost, okay, fixed cost, now let's see, for fixed cost, we have 2 fixed costs. And these 2, since that's a total value, we directly add these 2 together. That's it. FC1 plus FC2. So that's why you need to make sure that's the average value or total value. For fixed cost, we have 2. Fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, but those are total value. So you directly add these 2 together. Sum these 2 together. You're fine. And then to calculate the total cost, see, total cost. Total cost just equal to these 2. Sum these 2 together. Total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Okay, that's the total cost. Total cost. Now comes to the last one, forecasted margin. That's the profit. What's the forecasted margin? That's exactly the profit. How to calculate the profit? No, we know. TR minus TC. Okay, see? This is the TR. The revenue, total revenue, right? Where's the total? Here, this one. Total revenue is this one. This value, this is the total revenue. And minus the total cost. This is the total cost. So profit just equal to total revenue minus total cost. Then this is the profit. And this is also called forecasted margin for this one. Okay, this is the simple again. Let's go to the first one. This is our simple budget. This budget is given after you do some calculation and then you propose this simple budget, that's given. But the problem is, after 1 year, we find out our budget, this is the actual result, not exactly equal to your simple budget. There's variance. So this is the actual result. And same thing, the actual volume, the visits, that's this. Like for insurer 1, that's actually decrease. And for the insurer 2, that's actually increase. Because, you know, the insurer, they really cannot control how many visits the patient will consume in 1 year, right? So definitely there will be variance. And then what happened is not only this one, and then we found out even the price, because some, some bill, maybe some claim, maybe denied. So, and then this is the, at the end of the year, we find out the actual reimbursement rate. Looks like this. And then for the cost, like, see, look at the average variable cost and the total fixed cost. So all has difference. All has differences there. So this is the actual value. So you still can calculate using same thing. Calculate the revenue for the actual result, calculate the cost for the actual result, and also calculate the forecasted margin, the profit for the actual result. But the main stuff here is we need to calculate the variance. We need to calculate the variance because we need to, from the variance, and try to come out with some idea. And the next year, how can we do? So this is the main part for this study. Okay, now let's look at how to calculate the variance. Okay, easy. Let me tell you. Just actual value minus simple value. See, like this one. This one. This one is equal to actual value minus simple budget. And then you just, okay, using the Excel recalculation to do it. And for the reimbursement revenue part, the price, same thing. Actual value minus the simple value. For the cost, same thing. Actual value minus the simple value. That's it. And then after you got this value, what happened is when you calculate the, let's look at this one. When you calculate, how about, let's do this way. We remove split. Okay, now make it clear. Okay, when you at last calculate the forecast value, the revenue, the expense, and here, because this one still the variance, right? And same thing. For this one, you're still using actual value minus the simple value to get all this value. And this is the variance. But let me tell you, this step actually too easy. Why? Because we only calculated the difference. For variance, normally, we might want more material there, more item. So the one additional item might be percentage of variance. And this one here, percentage variance. How to do the calculate the percentage variance? That's easy. Let me tell you. See, equal this one divided by the first one. See, the first one. Enter. And then for this, just, okay. Like same thing for here. If you want to just do this way. And then you might find out some cell just no value. You just click, you just remove it. Okay, this is percentage variance. And this two will make more sense because we will check it later on. Now, this is after 1 year, right? you calculate the variance from your simple budget and the actual result. And then you know how to calculate the variance. And then after calculated the variance, you will know, okay, you can find out which is better and which is not good. Like for the amount of visit, you might want more visit. If the visit is less, is inactive value, you might think, not very good, right? And then for the variance of the cost, see here, variance of the cost. What happened is for the variance of the cost, so like here, positive. So that means actually you cost you more. You like it or not? This is a cost. Cost more than you expected. You like it or not?
No.
We don't like it, right? We don't like it. So for cost, if positive number, actually we don't like it. Like for the like a price or for the visit, actually we want more. So this is something just, you know, based on your understanding, you know what happened. Okay, this is the simple budget. But the problem is, let's see, if we just stop here, no, you are not a good financialist. So you need to know more. So how to do? Now, after 1 year, you find out, okay, your original simple budget actually has maybe variance according to against the actual result, but actually not very bad. Why? Look at here. Actually, you earned more profit, right? You earned this amount. This is profit. So that means you earn more. That's actually not bad. But you might want even better. So then you might think, okay, since we have variance based on the last year, the simple budget, so how about let's project it for the next year? We use click the fixed, flexible variance. Click this one. And this is actually your, you want to do the comparison. And then you make another flexible budget. So when you make the flexible budget, how can you do? You make the exactly the visit equal to the actual result. You think, okay, this one, we will have no error. See, no variance. No variance for the visit. But normally, next year may be very, very similar to this year, right? So you just using the same thing, the flexible budget, the visit, you're using the actual result from last year, actual result. But the problem is here, okay? You can make this flexible budget, but the price, the insurer already negotiated with you. You cannot randomly change the price. We do know, you know, in the business, the price is relatively sticky. Price not change too much, no. And for the reimbursement rate, you negotiate, you have the contract, you couldn't change it. So the problem is now what happened? Okay, see, only this one. Let me give it another color. How about we give it this color? This one changed. But for the reimbursement part, for the revenue part, the price part, no change. That's the same. That's the same. And then the cost, these things, no, you cannot change. It's still same. And then what happened? Actually, you know, this question is from the your textbook. Your textbook. Let me tell you, your textbook, not very good. Why? Because cost actually also change. Cost can change to this one, the actual one. Cost can also change. But just this question is from the textbook. The textbook only changed this one. Only changed this one. And then if this one changed, since the quantity changed, so the revenue and here, all these things change. Why? Because quantity change. If quantity change, the total revenue and total cost also change. But this one shouldn't change, right? The fixed variable not change. Let's see, fixed variable. No, this one not change. Let me, this one no field. This one not change. But the variable cost change. Why? Because this changed. Total quantity changed. So then all this value changed. And if all this value changed, what happened is, okay, the variance will change. See, the variance will change. And then when you calculate the total revenue minus total cost, the profit also changed. Profit changed. Because this one equal to total cost, total revenue minus total cost. So this one changed. So let's look at this one is 65,000. So let's look at here. See, this one that's 30,000, right? So this one changed. And then for this column, the actual result, that's the same, no change. That's the same, no change. And then when you calculate the variance do change. And then we find out, okay, for this one, using the flexible budget, what happened? Look at the value. Negative, right? The variance give us a negative profit. That means we actually lost. Now, if we compare these two, which budget is better? We using the last year simple budget or we switch to the flexible budget? Which one you want?
Last year simple budget.
Last year simple, because we will earn more profit, right? We don't want to switch to this one. So that's how to make decision. But let me tell you, not always this case. Normally, flexible budget might give you more profit. Normally, but not for this one. So that's why you need to have this skill. You can, using the simple budget, and then calculate the variance and make sense about how you did for the last year. And also, you need to know how to, using the flexible budget, and make proposal and make comparison and to see which one is better. And if it turns out that the flexible budget is better, okay, you switch to the flexible one. Okay, so and again, this one is for your from your textbook. But let me tell you, that's not good. Because why? I told you, variable cost, we can change it. Now let's do it. How about let's do it? Let's see. What happened? Copy the flexible variance analysis, copy all. Copy all. And then see here, add a new sheet, new spreadsheet. Add one, right? And let me just put it here. How about put it here? And copy. I'm using this one. See? not using the second, using the first. I'm using this one. So all this material I already calculated here, right? And I also calculate the calculation as well. See, calculation also here. Now, that makes, okay, this one, we couldn't see it. Don't worry. We just enlarge the cell a little bit so we can see it, right? Okay, so what happened is the textbook, that's not good. Let me tell you, for expense, for the cost, no, we can handle it. Cost, we just, see, copy and using the cost here. Here we can using the value, just direct copy value. See, exactly the cost, change it to the actual cost. We can do it, right? Then what happened is we need to enlarge because those value we couldn't see. See, all this value also changed. Why? Because we also calculate the calculation, right? All this value changed. And if this value changed, see how smart we are. Okay, now look at, ta-da! Look at the profit. Compare this one with the original one. Which one higher? Which one higher? Flexible budget, right? So that's the case. That's the case. The textbook is wrong. You need to be smart. As Dr. Yu, you are my student, right? Cost also can change. Can you change to the actual cost, right? So that's something happened. Normally, flexible budget, most of the time, flexible budget actually can give you more profit. So that's the case. Okay, good. Any questions for this one?